Jack Morgan never expected to represent humanity in an interstellar conflict. He was just a mining engineer on Europa, running maintenance on ice drills when the Vraxian fleet appeared without warning. The evacuation alarms barely finished their first cycle before plasma fire cut through the station's shields. Jack was halfway to the escape pods when something massive crashed through the outer hull. The last thing he remembered was the hiss of alien atmosphere and strange chittering sounds before darkness claimed him. He awoke in a cell that defied human architecture, all curves and strange angles that hurt his eyes. The air tasted metallic, and gravity felt wrong, like he was constantly about to fall sideways. "Subject is conscious," announced a synthesized voice. 3 aliens entered, tall, spindly creatures with iridescent exoskeletons and too many limbs. Their upper appendages manipulated strange devices, while multifaceted eyes studied him with clinical detachment. "Human designation. Speak your identification," demanded the tallest one. "Jack Morgan, mining engineer, Europa Station," he answered, fighting the nausea from whatever they'd drugged him with. "Why am I here?" The translator crackled. "You possess information, humanity's defensive capabilities. Technological specifications, military response protocols." Jack almost laughed. "I'm just an engineer. I don't know anything about—" Pain exploded behind his eyes as something probed his thoughts. "Deception detected," clicked the alien. "Humans all carry the knowledge. It is embedded within your neural structure." That's when Jack realized their mistake. They believed all humans shared some kind of hive mind or collective knowledge. The thought was almost amusing, if not for the dire situation. "We have begun our cleansing operation," continued the alien, displaying a hologram of Earth's solar system. "Your colonies on Mars and Europa have been neutralized. The primary human world will be quarantined, then processed." Jack's blood ran cold. "Processed? Your species represents an unacceptable anomaly. The Vraxian conclave has deemed humanity too unpredictable to integrate into the galactic community." As they spoke, Jack noticed something on his wrist. His mining crew's emergency beacon was still active, its tiny light blinking beneath his skin where the company had implanted it. The aliens had missed it during their examination, probably assuming it was just another strange human biological feature. The lead alien approached with a device resembling a metallic spider. "This neural extractor will retrieve the information. Your biological functions will cease, but your knowledge will serve the conclave." Jack felt fear knot his stomach, but kept his expression neutral. The beacon continued its silent pulse. If anyone from Earth was tracking it, they'd know he was alive. More importantly, they'd have a direct signal to a Vraxian warship. "Before I die," Jack said, stalling, "tell me why. What makes humans so dangerous that you'd exterminate us?" The alien hesitated, multifaceted eyes gleaming with what might have been curiosity. "Your kind possesses an aberration we cannot allow to spread. Your species carries the seeds of chaos." "Seeds of chaos?" Jack repeated, genuinely confused. "You will understand in your final moments," the alien said, bringing the neural extractor closer. "The knowledge will be complete before your termination." As the device descended toward Jack's skull, he pressed his thumb against the beacon, activating its emergency protocol. The aliens didn't notice the tiny pinprick of blood where the needle inside had sampled his DNA, confirmation that he was under duress. What the Vraxians didn't know was that Jack Morgan wasn't just any human, and humans were anything but defenseless. The neural extractor's probes pierced Jack's skull with excruciating precision. He screamed as alien technology invaded his mind, sifting through memories and knowledge. "Curious," clicked the lead Vraxian. "No central repository of information. Memory storage is fragmented, inefficient." A second alien, smaller with darker plating, entered the chamber. "Commander Zexthal, we have detected anomalous readings from the human subject." Commander Zexthal chittered in what Jack recognized as irritation. "Explain." "The human's neural patterns show unusual resistance, and there are energy signatures we cannot identify." Jack struggled to maintain consciousness as the machine continued its invasion. The pain was beyond anything he'd experienced, but strangely familiar, reminiscent of the accident at Ganymede Station 5 years ago, when a power surge had nearly killed him. The doctors had rebuilt his neural pathways with experimental tech that now seemed to be confusing the alien machinery. "Intensify the extraction," ordered Zexthal. "This resistance confirms our assessment. Humans carry dangerous evolutionary potential. The smaller alien hesitated. With respect, Commander, we should terminate this specimen immediately. The unpredictability factor has increased by 87% since extraction began. Your caution is noted, Science Officer Vril, but we must understand what we destroy. As they argued, Jack's thoughts drifted back to Earth. To Sarah and little Emily, who thought he was still salely working on Europa. Did they know about the invasion? Were they hiding in some underground shelter, waiting for the end? The thought sent a surge of rage through him, momentarily disrupting the extraction process. Interesting, Zexthal observed. Emotional stimuli create defensive neural barriers. While they studied him like a lab specimen, Jack accessed memories of his military service. Years before he'd become an engineer, his unit had been part of a classified program, testing human compatibility with prototype cybernetic enhancements. The Ganymede accident hadn't been random. It had activated dormant systems in his body, systems the military had disavowed when the program was officially terminated, systems the Brexians couldn't detect or understand. "Show him," Zexthal commanded suddenly. A hologram appeared before Jack, Earth's major cities in flames, Raxian ships methodically bombarding population centers. A tide of destruction sweeping across his homeworld. "This is occurring now," Zexthal explained. "Your species' extinction is 42%. Despite the pain, Jack smiled. The aliens exchanged glances, clearly disturbed by his reaction. "Why do you display satisfaction at your species' termination?" demanded Ver. "Because," Jack managed through gritted teeth, "you've made a critical error in your analysis." "Explain," commanded Zexthal. "You said we carry the seeds of chaos?" "You're right, but you don't understand what that means." The neural extractor suddenly emitted a high-pitched whine. Sparks erupted from its connection points. "Machine malfunction," Vril announced. "Neural patterns becoming unstable." "Impossible," Zexthal insisted. "Increase power." Jack felt something shift inside him, the dormant military tech responding to extreme stress. Microfilaments designed to enhance neural transmission began overriding the alien technology, creating feedback loops in the extraction device. "Commander, the human's cellular structure is changing," Vril warned. "I've never seen anything like this. We must terminate." "No," Zexthal interrupted. "We need this knowledge." Through the pain, Jack remembered his training, the hidden protocols buried in his enhanced nervous system. If he couldn't escape, he could at least ensure these aliens never reached Earth. Jack focused on the implanted beacon, using his neural enhancements to amplify its signal. According to classified briefings, the beacon contained more than just a locator. It housed a quantum trigger linked to specialized weapons platforms throughout the solar system. "You want to know what makes humans dangerous?" Jack whispered as blood trickled from his eyes. "We're adaptable. We evolve. We survive." The neural extractor began to shake violently. Alarms blared throughout the ship. "His neural activity is overloading our systems," Vril shouted. "Quantum fluctuations detected." Zexthal backed away, mandibles clicking in agitation. "Kill him! Kill him now!" As Vraxian guards rushed forward with weapons raised, Jack made his choice. He would likely die, but he could still strike a blow for humanity. He focused all his remaining strength on the quantum trigger in his beak. "The seeds of chaos," Jack said, smiling through blood-stained teeth, "are about to bloom." The beacon began to glow with impossible light, bathing the chamber in blinding radiance. The Vraxians screamed, covering their multifaceted eyes. And then, as Jack's consciousness began to fade, something unexpected happened. The light didn't just illuminate the room, it illuminated reality itself, tearing open the fabric between dimensions. The Vraxian warship shuddered as reality itself seemed to bend around it. What Jack had activated wasn't simply a distress beacon. It was the culmination of humanity's most classified research, a dimensional anchor. "What have you done?" Commander Zexthal shrieked, mandibles flaring in panic. Jack's body now levitated above the interrogation platform, veins glowing with ethereal blue light. When he spoke, his voice resonated with harmonic frequencies that made the Vraxians recoil. "You thought you understood humanity," Jack said, feeling his consciousness expanding beyond his physical form. "You analyzed our biology, our technology, our history. But you missed the most important factor. Through the ship's viewports, space itself began to distort. Massive shapes emerged from the dimensional rifts. Earth's secret defense fleet, vessels unlike anything the Vraxians had encountered. Ships that didn't just travel through space, but through probability itself. Impossible, whispered Science Officer Vril. Their technology is primitive. No, Jack replied. Our public technology is primitive. What you're seeing is what humanity becomes when truly threatened. The neural extractor, still connected to Jack's skull, now served as a conduit, not taking information from him, but transmitting data through him. The quantum entanglement network that the military had implanted in his neural pathways years ago wasn't just for communication, it was for transformation. The seeds of chaos, Jack explained as his body began to change, aren't weapons. Their evolution accelerated. Humanity seeded throughout the galaxy, dormant until needed, activating in response to extinction-level threats. On the holographic displays, the Vraxian invasion forces around Earth suddenly found themselves confronted not by a defenseless planet, but by billions of humans simultaneously accessing their latent potential. The hidden quantum architecture embedded in human DNA millennia ago by their true ancestors. Commander Zexthal backed away in horror. You're not native to Earth. We were placed there, Jack confirmed. A backup system for the galaxy itself. When species like yours become too rigid, too predictable, too controlling, chaos must be reintroduced to the equation. The ship's alarms reached a fever pitch as reports flooded in of Vraxian vessels being systematically disabled across the solar system. We are the counterbalance, Jack continued, his form now barely recognizable as human. Not a hive mind, as you assumed, but something more complex. Individual nodes of creativity and unpredictability connected through quantum entanglement. Science Officer Vril suddenly dropped to his knees. The ancient texts. They spoke of guardians seeded throughout the cosmos. We thought them myths. Jack extended what had once been his hand, now a shifting matrix of light and possibility. Your conclave seeks order through control, but the universe requires chaos to evolve. Commander Zexthal made one final desperate lunge at Jack with a blade, only to freeze mid-motion as Jack's transformed consciousness enveloped him. You will return to your conclave, Jack commanded. You will tell them what humanity truly is, and you will warn them Earth is protected. As Jack's consciousness reintegrated with his transforming body, he glimpsed the quantum network connecting all humanity, past, present, and future. He saw Sarah and Emily, safe but changed, evolving like him. He witnessed the truth of human history. Not random evolution but careful cultivation, a species designed to appear ordinary until the moment they were needed. The Vraxian ship began returning to its fleet, now in full retreat from the solar system. Jack Morgan, or what he had become, watched from multiple dimensions simultaneously. The seeds of chaos had awakened, humanity's true nature was revealed, and the galaxy would never be the same. As Jack's consciousness expanded further, he realized this wasn't an ending, but a beginning. The first awakening had commenced, and across countless worlds, other seeds were stirring. Evolution's edge had finally been reached.